JT Higgins, our head men's golf coach, with us here inside Studio 12 as the Aggies get set to start the 2014 spring season. Just this little venue we've heard of, Sawgrass, out there in Florida. Not a bad way to start the fall, is it?
No, it's great. We try to play all different parts of the country, and we just try to play the best golf courses we can play. And, obviously we want to play against great teams too, but usually if they get on a venue like that, the field's going to be pretty strong.
Recap the fall for us, just generally speaking. Obviously, you're sitting at number 5 or so in the polls. You've had a pretty strong fall. What did you like out of the fall? What do you think you guys need to do a little better going into the spring?
Well, I thought we were a little bit of a surprise team. I think most people thought we'd be rebuilding. We lost Cameron Peck, who's a 3-time All-American, and kind of the heart of our team. But these guys have really stepped up. So I really like that. I really like that they came ready to play. That they didn't want to rebuild. They want to compete for a national championship and an SEC championship again. And so all that was great. I really like the work ethic. I still think we can do a lot better though. I think that Ben Crancer and Andrew Lister kind of carried us, which is great. 2 sophomores, and they really stepped up and made a lot of improvement over their freshman year. But I think our older players really probably don't feel like they played as well as they can. So if the younger guys keep it up and the veterans get back to where they should be, then I think we're going to be a scary team.
It's so much of college golf, and I guess maybe most all college sports is about depth. And when you've got the young guys step up to provide that early leadership, at least with the scores, and then you have that depth with the older guys, is that kind of encouraging for you to know that that it's there? It's just got to kind of show up.
It's really exciting. I can't remember the last time I've been so excited to start a spring, to be honest with you, that as far as I just think that we're a really good team that has the potential to be great. And these guys have been working hard and putting in the time. So, we're a little rusty. I'm nervous about that just because, it is our first tournament since October, and the weather just hasn't cooperated at all. So we haven't been able to get in the flow. Every time we start to get a couple days in, and another ice storm comes, and the course is closed, and we can't play. So we haven't really been able to get into our normal routine. But they still look pretty good, and so I'm anxious to see how we do this week.
Before we talk about the spring, before we talk about this tournament, I want you to brag a little bit. You've gotten some pretty significant upgrades to what I think is maybe the best facility on campus out there, the Wahlberg Learning Center. Talk a little bit about what's changed out there and how much it's benefited your program.
We added 10 acres of short game practice facility. What we did is 5 new greens, about 15 new bunkers. There's some water features, and you can hit over creeks and lakes and ponds, and the greens are fantastic. There's 5 new targets there. We put in a wedge area with 7 pits to fire at. So there's about 19 new targets out there, and it's one of a kind. I've never seen anything like it. We put all the greens on the exterior of the property, so you can go to the middle and you can hit in any direction. So you can play in any kind of wind, you can have any kind of lie, you can work on any kind of shot you want to work on. So it's really a fantastic opportunity for our guys to get better.
All right, and you'll start getting better this Monday, Tuesday, the Seabest Invitational out there, as we said, at Sawgrass. This is a tournament you played in last year, I believe, for the first time. Some talented teams out there that you're going to look at and see here early in the spring.
Yeah, especially there's some SEC teams, Florida, obviously, and Florida really had one of their worst falls ever, but they're still a dangerous team. They've got a lot of talent there, and I think they're probably itching to get out there and make amends for a poor showing in the fall. But Tennessee's there, I think Mississippi State's there, so we'll get some SEC competition early, and then the host school, North Florida, is always great. I think either Central or South Florida's coming. They've always got good teams. It's going to be a pretty strong field.
And you've always put together an incredible schedule, especially in the spring as you go down it. You've got the Burns Intercollegiate in Hawaii, which is one of y'all's favorite trips of the year just from a team experience. The tournament in Las Vegas is always an incredible tournament. The one in Tucson, Arizona. You're going back to Florida, West Palm Beach, and then, of course, A&M's the Aggie Invitational, and then you start hitting the postseason. But as I look at your schedule, and you did this a little bit last year, are you trying to track things a little more eastward to sort of prepare you so much for the SEC Championship, which you play right there on the side of the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah, what we try to do is the West Coast has great weather early in the year, so we get out there early. We're pretty much guaranteed great weather to play in, great weather to practice. Over spring break, we stay out there between Vegas and Tucson, and then once Tucson's over, we try to make a lot of an eastward swing and get used to playing on the Bermuda. playing against that competition that we're going to see, and playing kind of similar golf courses, to what we'll see at the end of the year. So, but at the same time, we try to play national throughout the year, just because you never know where you're going to go for regionals. We don't want to, get sent up to Washington and have no idea what kind of grass we're going to be playing on, what we're going to be facing up there. So our guys are pretty comfortable and confident wherever we go, and I think that's huge in getting to the national championship every year, is that you're not worried about where they send you for regionals.
And then looking way ahead here, but definitely something we want to get on people's radars, the Aggie Invitational. It's going to be the first weekend of April at Traditions Club. Always a tremendous event. You guys were able to move this event up a couple weeks last year and invited an even more incredible field. This year really going to be no different, is it?
No, it's a strong field, and it's going to, I think Traditions, planting new greens over the summer, I think they're going to be fantastic. The course is going to be in great shape, and we've got another really strong field coming back. And I think the teams like it. I think that they feel like Traditions prepares them for the postseason. It's a very difficult golf course. The weather, usually it's windy. The weather's going to be nice, but it'll be windy, and that'll give them another test. Makes their teams tougher, and they feel like if they can play Traditions well, they're going to have a chance to play anywhere else well. So I think most coaches have the right attitude about it, and know that you might get beat up for a weekend, but it'll get you ready in the long run.
Exactly, and that's a long way off, of course, but just to put it on people's calendars, April 5th and 6th at Traditions Club. JT, appreciate the time, and have fun out there in Florida.
I appreciate it.
All right, that's JT Higgins, our head men's golf coach. Follow Aggie Golf all spring long here on AggieAthletics.com.